Absolute Batman issue 12, Scott Snyder writing with Nick Dragotta on the R. So.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to cut your legs out from you before you can get them.
I was going to say.
I think this is what's going on in Arc M. I feel like there's some body horror things going on, and that Batman is getting his arms cut off and they're just reattaching them. That's,
Matt, I think you've misunderstood this issue by the end.
Yeah. So I already addressed this on a site that you're no longer on, so you probably hasn't seen it. But I put up a mea culpa as soon as I read Absolute Batman 12 that I have never been more wrong on any take that I've ever had. Okay? So that's me telling Pete he was right. And when I'm wrong, I say I am wrong. So just getting that out of the way. We don't got to beat that dead horse.
It's always so funny to me though, Matt, is because I knew I was right when we were arguing about it, and I just was like, okay, he's going to be so wrong as soon as the next issue comes out. So it's, you know what, fine. Yep, we can move on.
I was just wanting to get it out there before. So here we are. People can be wrong, namely me, which as if you talk to my wife, it happens all the time. So, that said, instantly Dragotta back onto this, I think helped, especially with a lot of the things that are depicted, because that last artist I didn't feel had the same kind of, the vibe as Dragotta.
I mean, Clay Mann's a very different type of artist.
Yeah. Yeah. So, this issue was instantly just improved by the art, and then me not being a complete and total idiot on reading things. So, yeah, that's all. I'm just gonna leave it there.
So Matt Bam was rescued by Croc, as happened, and this issue kind of starts with something actually quite dark, where Croc basically begs Batman to kill him. He wants it to be. He thinks this is awful. He doesn't want to exist like this. He says it hurts. The hunger's too much. He doesn't want to be a killer. Kill me. And Batman says he can, and he roars at him, and he's like, I should have left you in place. And Batman just sort of left, like yelling out into the sewer, going, no, Waylon, come back. So, it starts off with that. And the theme of this issue very much is all the bad things that have happened to Batman's friends, because as kind of the last issue implied at the end with Bane showing up, it was like, oh, is he going to be responsible for all of their, like, not necessarily villainous turns, maybe they'll still sort of stay in the side of good like Croc kind of has so far, but they've all, like, their physical transformations have all happened as the result of Bane.
They, with the exception of Riddler, they are all very much what we would expect, right, from those characters. They're much closer now than they were the issue before.
I mean, Penguin's a bit more heightened than normal, like...
Yeah, that's what I said. That's why I said more or less. And then Riddler, there is the aspect of him that, with the riddles and wanting to figure things out, but his physical representation here is definitely a new take, I would say. And then Two-Face seems to be the more traditional once we see him without the bandages, right? Because he's still fully covered. And it's a lot worse than just having a mob boss throw acid on him. Right, the description that Snyder goes into of what Bane did to Harvey.
His skull was cracked open.
Yeah, and then he was thrown into a chemical, and that did damage. It definitely showed Snyder's horror roots, right? That's where he had started. And I think that's cool when he can do that and make it work in Batman, right? Because there are definitely some horror elements that can pop in every once in a while, but especially throughout Absolute, I feel we've gotten them a lot more. And they were really on display here.
Yeah, there's like a flashback to Bruce and Selina almost getting an apartment. Like they're at a viewing and they're talking about it, but they're also talking about the fight Waylon wants to do that they don't think he can win. Bruce wakes up after a month of being asleep, apparently, with Alfred there. And, that kind of sets us off. And, when he goes off to see his mother and that, and like she freaks out because she's not seen him, she was giving up hope. There's like a really dramatic kind of hug. It's all in silhouette, which is really cool because it, you really feel the sort of everything strips away to just the simplicity of the hug. It's really good.
Well, but not before she slaps the absolute piss out of him.
Oh, she's mad.
Yeah, panel. Yeah,
she's mad that he's
don't ever
missing.
Do that again. And then that hug, and just the way that he towers over her. Right, and she's on her tippy toes in that silhouette to hug her son. Too, it's such a tender moment.
Yeah. I mean, if I have a critique here, honestly, it's just that Snyder pulls the same trick twice, because the end of this page is like Martha mentions, oh, after what happened to Ozzy, and he's like, wait, what happened to Ozzy? And you'll cut to him at the hospital, and Penguin's like on a hospital bed, and he's all kind of disfigured, and like, because every bone's been broken and all the rest of it. He's going to, you know, hobble for the rest of his life, kind of like, you know, he's obviously got a more of a shape like a traditional version of the Penguin now as well, but it's all, you know, he's not just like a fat guy, he's very grotesque here. It's body horror stuff. He
kind of resembles the you know, Elephant Man from the David Lynch movie, right? Like he's all out of proportion and whatnot, and it says that he broke bones in multiple places but spared the vital organs, so it was done in this painstakingly way. And if you look at his hands, they're wrapped, they look like flippers now too.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
You know, so yeah, just very much a body horror take on Penguin. And yeah, again, and then all the art from Dragotta is done with those muted tones, and the red really pops. So again, it gives it that little extra sense of danger.
Yeah, but what I was getting at though when I said he pulls the same trick twice is at the end of this Penguin scene where they're explaining what happened to him, Bruce just kind of casually says, oh, has Harvey been by recently? And then the doctor's like, Harvey? Did they not tell you? And I'm like, wait, you've just ended two scenes the exact same way where like a name comes up and then it's like, oh, did you not know about the other part? To the point where I was worried that they were going to do the same again for Riddler. Like I thought they were going to do it 3 times and I was going to be like, come on.
Oh, Eddie's actually in the room up the stairs in one over, right? Like, yeah.
So, yeah, obviously we see Harvey lying with his bandages on, and, you know, Harvey tried to fight Bane. So we get these muted color flashbacks as Batman seeing the results. But yeah, there's we have a poker chip now that's like burned on one side instead of a coin. So that's like a slight difference.
Well, I like that because it was their poker game that Harvey organized, right? And we've seen that with Bruce showing up. So yeah, I like that now too. It adds that little extra dimension too, because instead of being like a two-faced quarter which plays about chance, it's actually a poker chip, right? And that's all about putting your bets in, right? And it has a bit more agency to it. So I like also that take on Harvey where maybe this is his choice to go this way now, right?
Yeah.
And I also like that the speech bubbles here, they got that traditional two-face like scratchiness around them. You know, so I feel that'll become more part of the character as we go. But yeah, just harrowing stuff, man. That panel in the middle of the page where it's going through what he went through that looks like his face is on fire. That's just Dragotta playing with that small strip of space, and it just it gives me the creeps.
It's actually very similar to the Dark Knight and how Harvey gets his face, because he's sort of lying with one side and the fuel or whatever it is, the chemical, and you see the match go down after the poker chip that's on fire. And then at the end of that scene, Harvey says, I only hate you half the time. You know, he blames Bruce half the time. So yeah, we're sort of putting some of that in. And yeah, the Riddler's whole thing is that he's like kind of like part cyborg now. He's got like tubes going into his brain to try and like access his like processing power, his brain processing power better.
Yeah, is this a Brainiac thing too? Because it looks very, very similar to a Brainiac drone.
I don't think it's necessarily meant to be, but I can definitely see the parallels to it. Yeah. And he's you know, he's got no eyes anymore. He's got like these like I don't even know what you call them, but these like black circles where his eyes would be. Yeah,
they're almost just like sensors, right? Like that RF, like your IF, what's it, infrared sensor, you know, on the TV. They're just these black voids.
Yeah, because there's a panel of Bane like putting his fingers into his eyes. So yeah, so super gnarly stuff. This is like just everyone he cares about is just gone. We do get another little flashback with Bruce and Selina where, you know, one of the things they talked about was like wanting to like, well, the whole thing with the fight is if we don't think we can do it by playing by the rules, maybe we should go outside the rules. And they show up to, was it Falcone they go to?
Yep, Carmine.
Who's playing golf, and he's like bankrolling the opponent, or maybe the whole like promotion. And they're like, hey, you know, we've got all this money, and he's like, oh, you're here to pay me off to cash out, like, is that what this is? and they're like, hey, this is all real. We know it's real because we took it from your apartments. Like, we stole it from you, which makes sense given that Selina's, who she is, that was a possibility. So, yeah. So they say they want to make a raise for the fight. So we'll see kind of how that shapes up next time. But
I like it how he's at the golf course, right? And he's not even really paying attention to them. And then, he asks what's in the bag and how does he even know that it's real? And it just cuts to Bruce going, maybe because it's yours, stolen from your apartments that you own. And then just the representation of him, of Carmine's mind of the broken T that just says SWAC underneath it, right? Just the casualness of Bruce going, well, maybe it's because it's yours. I like that.
Yeah, you almost get the sound effect playing in your head as the realization kind of kicks in. But I think the main purpose for, obviously it's building up to something in the future as well, but the main purpose to me of those flashbacks with Selina is just to keep her in your mind. Like, so that, like, when she appears at the end in the main story, it feels like, it doesn't feel out of nowhere. So, the whole thing, Batman's with Alfred, and like, Alfred's like, we have to play this smart, like, you have to like fight through this now that all this has started, and the sensors go off that indicate someone has breached this bat safe house, this bat cave, and Alfred gets a minigun at the ready, whilst Batman's got his axe, and they're getting ready to like fight, thinking that Bane or people that work with Bane are coming. But then you start to see this like sort of fancy whip come in, and you're like, oh no, this isn't Bane. Cue the cliffhanger. Catwoman has finally made an appearance in the present day part of the story, and her outfit, or I say her outfit, her mask mainly, is got kind of similar to Black Mask's thing, where it's like a sort of dome quality with the ears, which does look a bit funky. But I will say this, I did see like a concept art sheet of this outfit online, and I think the thing that stuck out to me is why they've decided on this is because they want to play with this idea of constantly having reflections on her cowl. So I'm curious to see how this works out in like the forthcoming issues. Well,
I like the idea that she might have stolen it from Black Mask, right?
Oh, sure.
Like, she's taken that technology and she's using it for her own means now, which again is very Selina, Just back to that Alfred, I was immediately thinking of Jesse Ventura in Predator, right? As he said it, I was like, man, what if this is like a Jesse Ventura Alfred? We've never really had that before. But yeah, that gave me quite a chuckle. That looks great, right?
We've never really had that before. That was such a specific thing to say, and then say we've never had. Of course, we've never had that before. It's so ultra specific.
Yeah. Yes. So, but yeah, no, that page too, the way that it plays with the shadows and the red, and Bruce looking huge with the axe and the minigun, like, that's almost poster quality,
Oh yeah, it's a big full page spread. Yeah, just a hint of red light coming from above, but it's mostly just dark blacks and greys as they're gearing up to take on the fight that's coming. But it is interesting. Like, okay, so why is Catwoman here then? Like, is she here because she cares what's happened to the friend group? Because she did care about them too, as far as we know.
Yeah, she was part of that friend group as far as we knew, because I think the first time she's brought up, she hasn't been around in a minute, right?
Yeah.
Thinking back to the first arc, so yeah, maybe she knows that's Bruce, so maybe she's gonna try to be like, this is on you. We gotta fix it as much as we can.
I wonder how much, like, is she just figured out that it's Bruce, or did she know before the rest of them did? Like, did he like actually tell her some of what he was planning to do as becoming Batman before she left? I think that's really on the table here.
It very much seemed like that was his partner before, and I don't mean like romantic partner, but kind of in that they were a team. Yeah. They were trying to get the stuff done for Croc. They robbed Carmine, and then whatever happened, and now they're back together, and they'll have to work on this. But yeah, why was she gone? That's the big kind of thing. What was she up to? But yeah, it's a really fun introduction to Selina in this universe. She comes in all sneakily with that cool looking whip. And then, like you said, I didn't even pick up on the reflection until you mentioned that. Like, oh yeah, playing off the reflection and the art and having that, as the thief and whatnot. Yeah, very, very cool.
It's a nice big surface that the artist can really do something on, as opposed to like a little, like, because you can maybe do a little reflection in like the goggles or whatever, but like it'd be so small unless it's like a super close-up panel that it would be hard to do anything with detail. Whereas with this helmet looking thing, like there's a lot of surface to play with if you want to do with it. So I mean, I think that's interesting. I think this issue is like, you know, really playing up the whole, this is a super dark version of this unit, like of Batman's world, because of you feel kind of sorry for all of these, like, what are usually villains and how they've become what they are. And in a lot of ways, they're all becoming what they are because Batman exists. Like, that's, Bane came and did this to them because they know him. So there's like a direct line of guilt, which he will no doubt feel forever.
It's different from the escalation argument that we get from Nolan at the end of Batman Begins. Right? Whereas the reason that they all show up is because now Batman showed up and he has the theatrics and now there's, the Joker running around that they tease. This is a different version of that escalation where the reason that they're all messed up and turned into these rogues is because of their association with Bruce Wayne, not just Batman, right? They were Bruce's friends, not Batman's friends. So I like that little twist.
Yeah. So, no, it's good stuff. I don't think it's quite as amazing as the last issue, but I do think it's really good. Art is great. Dragota is nice to have back. I think his detail on things like Croc or the grotesque like version of Penguin or even Riddler, actually, because like Riddler with the brain tubes and like the very techno horror sort of look that he's got going is really cool. So, no, I'm still having a lot of fun with this. I'm having fun with how we get to like similar ideas of the same thing, and we have some cool stuff with the story going forward. And it's exciting to see why Catwoman's here. So what are you giving Absolute Batman issue 12?
I'm gonna give this a 9, despite the fact of the repeated. Well, what about Ozzy? What about Harvey? Yeah, the rest of it's super solid, and I can't fault much of it. So I think a 9's fair.
Yeah, I think my critique with that repetition is that the second one made me laugh because it had already happened, and I don't think I'm supposed to be thinking it's funny. But I would. I'm going to go with 8.5. So it's close to the 9 for me, just slightly missing it. I think just because of structure more than anything else. But a lot of good moments in here I liked. I really liked the opening with Croc, actually, as well. I liked the sort of the plea, like, just end my suffering now, and Batman refusing.